Look at this, man. She is capping her cards. That is usually a sign that a player is going to play the pot. Is she really going to play this junk after the pot's been raised in front of her?
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come to WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Well, there you see the chip counts at Vasili Firsau from Belarus. Well over 50% of the chips in play. That's something you rarely see with 6 players left in a tournament. Massive chip lead. Christina Lindley from America in second place. Great international field of players. Here we go.
And he's going to start at 2,000. Blinds are 8 and 16,000. First to act, the man from Australia, Peter Apostolou. He'll quickly fold his hand. Kimmo Kurko now from Finland.
Kimmo goes out. Elliot Smith, 26-year-old from Canada, and he's out.
On to Christina Lindley.
My strategy today is to dock sands out of the final table. Basically just means taking my sweet time in every decision. A little bit of Hollywooding, really.
Well, she's talking about Doc Sands, who's noted as one of the slowest players out on tour for sure.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm going to play like he does.
Oops.
He upsets everybody by playing slow. I'm going to try it.
All right, she's raised it. The chip leader Vasili's out, but Mohsin Charania has a pretty good ace-10 of diamonds, but he's just going to call.
Yep, doesn't 3-bet with his hand like he would do a lot of times, but maybe because he's up against a lady, going to take the conservative route.
All right, first 3 cards coming. Who will get lucky? It's a king 6-5. Christina hitting the 6s.
Yeah, she's got middle pair here.
Mohsin checks. Christina, will she go with the continuation bet with the 6s?
Reaching for betting chips.
65,000. Mohsin Charania, who got to this final table last year, didn't win the event, of course, is going to fold the hand. Christina Lindley out of Vegas, going to take this one down.
It's pretty sweet. I don't even have to look at the flop. He just tells us what it is.
Good point.
Just take his word for it.
Yeah. He misreads the
He
flop.
just makes stuff up.
You think you flopped a set, get it all in. He's like, oh, my bad.
Like, sigh.
You know, she's a former actress and model, and she's one of our ones to watch.
Well, that's what they're playing for today. The winner getting 340,000 euros plus that entry in the WPT World Championship at the end of the season. That equals about 500,000 in US dollars.
Right back at him. Vasili, the chip leader, first to play.
Such a mountain of chips, Vince, he can't even hardly get to his cards.
With an uneventful 8-6. Won't play that. Mohsin out, as well as Peter.
Here's my chance.
Kimmo Kurko has such a short stack, but he's picked up a big hand here to move in with. He's very happy to see 2 10s right now on the button.
And he has shoved it. Now right behind him, Elliot Smith with an ace-7.
I'll call.
Just call.
Well, the Canadian recognizing that Kimmo's the desperado right now would be moving in with about any 2 cards.
You said 82? It's funny because that's what I have.
Christina, she goes out. So it's a battle between 2 players. 10s versus ace-7, Mike.
So Kimmo well out in front with the 2 10s right now.
Anyone pulled an ace?
Probably not, right? No.
I don't think so.
Kimmo Kurko, 30 years old. The Finn, will his 10s hold up? We will see. Here we go.
Now, so far, so good for Kimmo. The 2 10s out in front.
King 9-3 on that flop.
Elliot Smith from Canada looking for an ace. King comes on the turn.
That is a bit of a sweat now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are down to the river.
Well, it's a 9 of hearts. Not going to do it for Elliot.
So the 2 10s are going to stand up. Kimmo still alive.
Right back down on it. Peter Apostolou, the short stack. Pair of 8s, and he is going to shove them all in. Right behind him, Kimmo Kurko with a queen 10, won't play. Elliot Smith also out.
Round to Christina Lindley. She is going out as well.
Chip leader also folding, but Mohsin with ace-queen has made the quick call.
Manny's hand. Manny's hand.
The race situation, the 2 over cards versus the under pair.
Ace ball. Draw card.
The Australian needs the 8 to stand up, or he'll be heading back down under.
Jack 7 king on the flop.
Sweat.
Always a sweat.
9 of clubs.
That's the ultimate sweat.
Well, gives him a straight draw. A 10 would help him now, as well as an ace or a queen.
7 of diamonds on the turn. No help for Mohsin.
Mohsin needs an ace, queen, or a 10 on the river to send the Australian back down under.
And it's not going to happen as a 5 of diamonds appears.
Can you believe it? Huh?
Well, Mohsin made this final table a year ago, finished 5th at that table when he couldn't win a flip. Didn't win it then, didn't win it now.
There's a lot of history behind that hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In this tournament?
History behind just in general.
Has it screwed you a lot too?
What's that?
It's like screwed you over a lot, or
Nah,
it's done really well
it's
for you?
been great for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a good hand for you.
Now, Peter taking that pot. You know, he came here to Paris with his wife on holiday.
Well, it is an amazing story. His wife booked the tickets here because her parents were here on holiday, so she thought they would join him for a couple days. He found out there was the Aviation Club de France, came over here, played a super satellite, won his seat for $1,000 to get in this tournament, and here he is at the final table, just doubling up right there.
What a way to get away from the in-laws.
Stay alive. Oh, Vance.
All right, right back at him. Elliot Smith, who is a swim coach. He's going to quickly fold the hand, and now Christina Lindley. Only been playing poker for 4 years, but what a player. She's got an ace-8, but decides not to call.
Over to the chip leader. Just looks down at a queen 7, but he can put pressure on these short stacks. Trying to do it right here. Raises it to 42,000.
Mohsin out. The Australian, the real estate man who just doubled up, also folding. And now it's down to Kimmo Kurko from Finland. He's got ace-4.
Well, Kimmo on the short stack. 6th place with 6 players left. Knows that the chip leader could be raising with any 2 cards just to try to pick up pots.
Mike, he's won over $2 million in poker earnings. What a successful career. And he's going to go all in. He shoves it right there.
Well, Kimmo got into poker after watching the World Poker Tour on TV.
Look at this quick insta-call, though, by Vasili. We're going to see another showdown as they turn the cards up.
Well, Kimmo the favorite to win this pot to double up. Must do it to stay alive.
Kimmo, 30 years old. What a moment right now. And we are flopping. It's a 9-10-3. That's good for Kimmo. Ace high still out in front.
Kimmo says his favorite players are Juha Helppi and Daniel Negreanu, both WPT champions. He'd like to join them.
4th Street about to appear. It's a 6 of hearts. That's also good for Kimmo. Ace high still in front.
Well, this gives Vasili a straight draw. He now needs a queen, a 7, or an 8 to win this pot.
Can he do it to knock out Kimmo? No, a king of clubs on the river.
So for the 2nd time at this final table, Kimmo Kurko has doubled up. Vince, the chip count is tightening. The short stacks are not going.
Oh, the croissants are getting buttered here in Paris. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come the WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
6 players remain. Action on Christina. She's one of our ones to watch here this year on the World Poker Tour. She's got a nothing hand, 5-3. She will fold.
Over to the chip leader. Vasili looks at king 9 of diamonds. And he pops it up, makes it 45,000 to go.
Mohsin quick fold, and now the Australian real estate man will make this call with the pair of 7s. On to the Finn, Kimmo. Won't play that. The swim coach, Elliot Smith from Canada, with a nothing hand, won't play as well. So 2-way action, chip leader, the Russian, versus the Australian with the pair of 7s.
Flop is ace, 10, 6, all diamonds. And look at this. Vasili has flopped the best hand possible. The ace-high flush, the king-high flush for him. Incredible. He has flopped the joint and bets out 45,000.
He makes the small little continuation bet to try to induce a possible raise.
He's getting the min raise out of the Australian. Just a weird raise with that kind of flop. Doesn't even have the 7 of diamonds.
All in.
He goes all in. Figured if the guy raised it, he'll call the re-raise of all in. But as you can see, the Australian swims away, and Vasili grimaces there. Obviously not happy with that raise. And Vince, I think he should have just called there, checked on the turn, and hoped the Australian just shoots himself in the foot.
Absolutely. He played it so nicely, and then it blew up before his very eyes with too aggressive of a move. That is a mistake.
Very strange that he didn't raise before the flop with 2 7s, then raised on that flop. But here we go again. Vasili this time picks up ace high. Why not raise it again? He does so.
Yep, right behind him, Mohsin.
All in.
This time he says all in with the ace-queen. Not going to monkey around. Peter out. Kimmo also out. Swim coach out.
Over to Christina. She says, please let me pick up a monster just one time.
That's no monster. That's a mess.
She goes out.
And now Vasili.
Well, it lays down the ace high without thinking about it. Just does not want to double up this guy, Mohsin, who was at this final table a year ago. Certainly a phenomenal player.
Oh, yeah, Mohsin Charania, his 11th WPT cash. 3rd final table. He is very impressive.
And Vasili's still way out in front with over 50% of the chips in play. Now Kimmo sitting on the short stack at this table.
I would rather take title than money. But of course, money is great.
They just keep dealing out these ace queens, and this time he makes it 42,000 to go. Elliot Smith out, Christina also out. Now Vasili has a real hand though. He has picked up jacks.
He is just staring over at Kimmo.
All in.
And he's going to shove all in.
Now, Mohsin going out.
The Australian also not going to play. Back on Kimmo. He's got a pretty big hand for a guy that's on a short stack.
Well, basically unfoldable here, I think.
So you had like 460.
I have 425.
Well, what he's doing is counting everybody else's chips to seeing should he try to hang on here and move up in prize money. But Kimmo himself said he doesn't even care about the money nearly as much as the title. That's what's important to him. He's going for it right here. Makes the call with the ace-queen. He's in a race. Must win it. He's doubled up twice so far on his all-in bets at this table. Will it happen a 3rd time? If not, he's heading back to Finland.
Oh, that's right. The Finn is in, and we are flopping. It's a 6-5-7. No help for the Finn. Vasili with his jack. Safe at this moment. Going to the turn, Mike.
Well, a 10 on the turn, so we are down to the river. Kimmo Kurko from Finland must catch an ace or a queen on the river to stay alive.
He's made millions playing poker, a fine player, but right now he needs a river card to protect him. A king of spades. It's not going to happen for Kimmo. He is out in 6th place.
Well, Vince, he came to this final table on the extreme short stack, doubled up a couple times, but still lost the race there to be eliminated in 6th place.
So Kimmo Kurko going to take home 65,000 euros. Let's go see what he has to say.
Yeah, I had so low stacks, so I had to push on fast. So I got 2 double ups, but then lost quite a big flip.
Wow, that hurt.
That's it.
Vasili taking
There
a
are a
break.
lot of Belarus players.
Mohsin out as well.
Now the Australian pitches his hand. Battle of the blinds here. And look at this. Elliot Smith, the Canadian, with the 6-deuce offsuit, going to raise it to 55,000 here. He was thinking, what's my favorite player doing? Bucky Buchanan in this spot. Well, he'd probably raise, so I will too. And there, Christina Lindley going out. So how about that by the Canadian, raising with the 6-deuce offsuit out of position.
Mohsin Charania, very experienced young player, 28 years old, out of Chicago, with a quick fold. And now the Australian, Peter Apostolou, is going to raise with King-Jack, makes it 42,000 to go.
Elliot goes out. Action on Christina. She looks down at a nothing Jack 3. Oh, but look at this, man. She is capping her cards. That is usually a sign that a player is going to play the pot. Is she really going to play this junk after the pot's been raised in front of her?
Well, she is considering this.
She's reaching for raisin chips.
She's going to make it 225 to go. Going for the bluff.
Now she has put pressure right on Peter here. What does he do now? He gets out of the way. He gives her respect. And Vince, take your hat off and salute Christina for how aggressive she played that hand.
Christina Lindley bluffing everybody.
One hand an hour, bluffing.
In the hallway, they're talking about how much you bluff.
Who's that?
Everybody. Even the production crew was like, God, what a bluff.
Yeah, right.
Let's go back down to the felt here. The money pit in Paris. A quick fold by the man from Australia.
And the Canadian out as well.
Around to Christina. She's got a good feel for the table at this moment.
I forget your fish stacks. What are they?
433 total.
Now she's going to raise on the button with the ace high.
Yeah, makes it 40,000 to go. Vasili, our chip leader, out, but Mohsin, he's got ace 10 of diamonds, and he's made the quick call.
Well, the second time we've seen him call with this hand. He doesn't three better with it.
Jack, 7.
Oh, but he's flopped
6.
a nut flush draw. He is going to check. Now, Christina has the best hand with 2 6s. Looks like she's going to make a continuation bet, but for sure this is going to get check raised.
All in.
Exactly what you said, Mike.
Going to put pressure right on her now. She just got bottom pair. Do you really want to double up this tough a player or take a chance on it with just bottom pair? I don't think so.
Mohsin Charania, third time at the WPT final table, is going to make this one work with the all-in bet.
Yeah, Mohsin.
There are 2 rounders in the audience. That's the great Jason Kuhn and Athanasios Polykonopoulos.
And those guys are wearing those wigs because last night the WPT had a disco-themed players party. Obviously, those guys still partying.
Do you beat a pair?
Could be the pair.
Really? Not a pair.
Could be the pair of sevens.
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come the WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit, dollar for dollar.
All right, down to the table we go. A quick fold by the Canadian Elliot. And now Christina Lindley. She will throw away a queen 10 onto the chip leader.
And looks down to 9-7 of diamonds. So he's getting out some raisin chips. And he makes it 40,000 to go.
Into Mohsin, who has a big hand, ace-king.
We know he's going to raise it. Just a matter of how much he's going to raise it.
Mohsin Charania, his 3rd time at a final table on the World Poker Tour. Has not taken down the title yet, but right now, he'd just like to take this hand. He makes a raise, goes to 130 to go.
Now Peter goes out, and without hesitation, Vasili goes out, and he's surprising to me. It cost him 90,000 to call, but he's in position, could see a flop. He just opted to fold, just doesn't want to tango with Mohsin, who he gives a lot of respect to.
What do you have now? Like 6?
Well, that's a good point. He would have gotten a lot of value by the call, but he elects not to, and we move on.
I don't know why.
Into Christina. She goes out. Vasili taking a break.
And Mohsin going out as well, so Like the battle of the blinds here.
The Australian with ace-3 just calling. And now the swim coach from Canada, tough poker pro Elliot Smith with a real hand pair of 9s.
Very surprising that you wouldn't raise with ace-high out of the small blind. Elliot, of course,
All in.
is going all in here now.
And he is going to put the pressure on the real estate guy from Australia.
Well, Vince, this guy would raise with a queen-jack in this situation because you're not going to put your opponent on an ace when he didn't raise pre-flop out of the small blind.
That's such a big play.
Peter won't play.
So the Canadian takes down that pot. Elliot Smith, 26-year-old poker pro out of British Columbia, Canada. The Canadians have done very well out here in the World Poker Tour over the years. Over a dozen have won WPT championships, and 2 of them were WPT Players of the Year. That was Daniel Negreanu in Season 3 and Gavin Smith in Season 4. Elliot Smith looking to join those WPT champions if he wins this tournament.
He's got over $1 million in earnings in poker. What a player. Elliot Smith from Canada doing quite well here tonight.
Now folded around to Mohsin, who looks down at ace-9 of spade.
And Mohsin will raise with that hand, makes it 42,000. But the Australian right behind him with ace-jack
All in.
decides to push all in.
Well, he's on the extreme short stack. Got about half as many chips as Mohsin does, but you pick up an ace-jack in that spot on the short stack, you're going to ship it.
Elliot out as well as Christina. So back on Mohsin, he's got a decision to make.
He knows he won't be out if he loses the pot, but he'll be in 5th place, though. But he's making the call. He's gambling here.
Oh, you're good.
You see him wince, does not like seeing that hand, as he is dominated, as we say, ace-jack versus ace-9.
Peter Apostolou from Australia. Gotta love his position at this point. And look at this flop. 2 aces already with a queen of hearts.
Not a bad flop for Mohsin because he can get a split out of this pot if a king or a queen comes up.
Queen ball?
That's pretty good start though for a child.
Queen? 9?
As the cards lie, the Australian in good shape right now.
Very happy for people with 3 outs. 9 ball.
Turn card. What will it be? It's a 7 of spades.
7?
Peter's still out in front.
So a king, queen, or 7 would get Mohsin a split. A 9 would get him the W.
7, 9, king.
Deuce.
Ace for a miss here.
Down to the river. What will it be? It's an 8 of hearts.
Ooh, that was close.
Peter Apostolou doubling up yet again at this final table. The dream lives on for the amateur
We hung in there.
from Australia.
The man came here on a holiday with his wife to hang out with the in-laws, but better things have happened.
Well, Vince, if Peter wins this tournament, one thing's for sure, the wife is going to be booking more holidays.
I'm going to see what you pushed me with the hand before. It's a massive fold.